Who's ready for more weird hybrid paradox legendaries? Hey all you nerds, Gabe, aka Fruipy Art here, and you all enjoyed the previous hybrid paradox forms that I did, so I'm doing some more. In case you missed it, like the sketches from the Scarlet and Violet books, we're combining various legendary Pokemon into paradox forms. Because, who knows, I mean, we may get something like this in the DLC. But let's get started by showing some much needed love to the Reggies. On the one hand, this wasn't too difficult since they all have roughly the same body plan, but the tough part is finding a way to incorporate all of the different elemental aspects. The Dex entry will tie things together, but as for the designs, we have Regirock represented by the right arm cannon, Regice with the left, Registeel is the bottom section part, Regidrago is the ornamental head crest pieces, Regieleki is the zappy looking bottom part, and Regigigas are the faceplate and the patterns on the arms and torso. I tried to keep things as simple as possible, but there's still a lot of elements to incorporate. The colors were a little tricksy, and I am kind of breaking the future Paradox design conventions by doing this, but by having complementary colors swirling inside the body, I can kind of suggest that it can control multiple elements. Alright, let's learn about Iron Titan. This Pokemon is able to focus infinity energy into crystalline gems of every Pokemon type. It is able to fire these crystals from the futuristic cannons it has instead of hands. Its similarities to the various Regi Pokemon are undeniable, and it felt like it just had to stay mono normal type, which is, I don't think there are any mono types for any of the Paradox forms, but this one seemed appropriate. Now next up is a combination that people really wanted to see, some Gen 4 Creation Trio nonsense. This proved very difficult to balance. Palkia, Dialga, and Giratina have a few similarities here and there, but getting a body plan that worked for all of them took some effort. I made sure to throw in some recognizable bits, like the various horns and spikes and smoky hair and whatnot, but I was trying to let this feel more like a new beast that just felt like it was related to the others. Now, I couldn't resist pulling in Giratina's reds, which gives the whole design a pretty sinister look, though I did balance that out with the shiny that looks like freaking cotton candy. Alright, let's check out Shifting Continuum. This Pokemon is somehow able to control time, space, and antimatter. Some rumors suggest that it has traveled from the distant past, where it served as some sort of ancestor to Palkia, Dialga, and Giratina, though their exact relationship remains a mystery. And since it's controlling all of those things, I thought maybe Psychic would work okay for this. Let me know what you think, what typing it should have had. Now, since I didn't touch Gen 5 in the last video, we're going to be doing two designs back to back here. First up, I've never been a huge fan of the forces of nature, especially in their weird genie forms, but I have to admit that their THERIAN forms are pretty dope. And they are pretty darn different, so getting them to all gel together took some planning. But between the big front feet, strange turtley back feet, the tail, quadrupedal stance, and of course the wings, we've got everybody represented. I even made sure to give it 5 head spikes since the others increased their number of horns as they go. I was pretty unsure about the typing to start, but realized that there was a typing that I was surprised that none of the forces of nature had. Okay, here is Iron THERIAN. This mechanical beast soars above the world, bringing heavy rains and thick fog wherever it goes. Its amalgamation of features and control of the weather has drawn comparison to the forces of nature, but its exact origins are still unknown. And then, yeah, it's getting the water typing, flying water. I think that works well enough. Okay, that was one bit of Gen 5 representation, but the one that everyone really wanted was a primal look at the original dragon. In my head, this was going to be much easier than it actually was. In general, Zekrom's sleeker look just didn't work nearly as well with the past Paradox form design conventions. Meanwhile, Reshiram's fluff and feathers already matched it perfectly. You'll actually see that in order to balance their weight in the design, I ended up flipping the colors. That way, the elements from Reshiram that fit the primal look are balanced out by Zekrom's colors. Alright, let's take a look at Primordial Drake. Initial research suggests that this may be the first true dragon. Its wild nature makes it incredibly difficult to train, let alone capture. If it is the original dragon, it is uncertain why or how it has shown up again. And kind of like Iron Titan, this one made sense for it to just be a monotype, mono dragon, yeah. Okay, so most of the designs so far have been pretty straightforward, but I wanted a really weird one in here. So we're jumping to Gen 7, and the toughest thing about Lunala, Solgaleo, and Necrozma is that we've already got a ton of different combinations. But I wanted to make sure that whatever we did here felt different enough from the established iterations. I wanted something that felt like it could still be, like sailing through ultra wormholes, and decided to give it a great big sail. After that, it was just about pulling in a balanced amount of elements to get something that felt like all three. It is pretty ridiculous, but a part of me loves how over the top it is. I mean, it is an Ultra Beast after all, so it can be weird. Okay, let's learn about Iron Prism. This bizarre Pokemon is quite similar to some Ultra Beasts observed in the Alola region, but its sleek robotic appearance has scientists theorizing it has come from an alternate future universe. Further study is required on this irregular Ultra Beast. And with smashing those three together, it felt like Dark Psychic worked best. Alright, lastly, and I didn't expect to do this, but we're finishing things up with Calyrex. Because, here's the thing, I love rabbits, so I kind of have to love Calyrex, but I also admit that it is not exactly the most balanced design. The giant head crown thing and the long legs, the proportions are a bit off, for me at least. So, this is super simple. 1, the big bulbous crown headpiece has to go. All right, give it a horn crown thing and let the rabbit ears flow behind it. Cool. And 2, I mean, we're just combining the two steeds. And actually, as a third, since this is more primal, instead of using the reins, it actually gets to wield a blade because, I don't know, why the heck not? All right, I'm pretty happy with this regal bunny. This is Grave Prince. This royal Pokemon bears a striking resemblance to the legendary Calyrex of the Galar region. It also shares some similarities with a fairy story of a prince who was lost in a great snowstorm. Unlike Calyrex, researchers are unsure if this Pokemon is even able to dismount its steed, as they may somehow actually be a single Pokemon. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome if I do say so myself. But you will have to let me know what you think of all these Hybrid Paradox Legendaries. Would you want any of these to make an appearance in the DLC? And which is your favorite? Let me know down in the comments below. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on these weird designs. Alright, I'll catch you in the next one. Later, nerds.